Warning, the following video has not been approved by the Comic Code Authority and is intended for mature audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The.Comic.Assassin. Drewski here, wanting to hang out for a minute, tell you guys about what's going on in some of the news when it comes to the comic book movies, TV, the books, and also let you guys know what I'm going to be keeping my eye out for this upcoming Wednesday for a new comic book day. So let's just go ahead and jump into it. I guess the first thing for me personally is I finally saw Spider-Man Far From Home. I know, it came out on DVD, finally got to watch it with the family, and I liked it. I really think that they did a good job with the illusion stuff with Mysterio. I think some of that stuff was really done well. But overall, it definitely wasn't my favorite movie. It was kind of like meh, a lot of it. To be honest with you, it's kind of one of those movies that after I watched it, I kind of thought to myself, I'm kind of waiting for Spider-Man to get out of the MCU and go start doing some of his own stuff. I like Spider-Man in the MCU. We've already talked about this. But yeah, it wasn't, me personally, it wasn't as good as I was led to believe that it was. That's my opinion. You know, like I said, it wasn't terrible by any means. It was definitely an entertaining movie. It just lacked something. It just lacked something for me. But yeah, finally saw it. Going on with some other movie news. Actually, this goes to the TV. This is the Hulu. We know we're getting that Hellstrom series going on Hulu. And they've also just come out and announced some of the characters who they're going to be playing, as well as some of the characters that they're going to be playing. I'm not going to talk about who they casted, but let's see. We have Caretaker is going to be in it. His first appearance was Ghost Rider Volume 3, number 28. Dr. Louise Hastings, which she was in the Darkhold, the pages of, pages from the book of something. It was one of the Darkhold books, number 1. So that's her first appearance. There was Gabriella Rossetti. And this one was kind of tricky for me. I couldn't find a first appearance for this character, but there is a Gabriel Rossetti who was a dude. So I'm wondering if they're just doing the whole gender swap thing on this one. If you happen to know, let me know in the comments. So yeah, it should be a fun series. I'm looking forward to it. I don't have Hulu. I probably won't go out and get Hulu just so I can watch this one series, which is I think one of the issues of having all this stuff all over the place. You gotta pick and choose which streaming services you're gonna have, and definitely not gonna pick up Hulu just for one show. Wayne Brady is gonna be on Black Lightning. That's right. He has been casted to play Gravedigger. Don't know how many episodes he's gonna be on, but Gravedigger, his first appearance was Men of War number 1, early 70s book. So yeah, I like Wayne Brady. I think he's entertaining. I know my wife, whenever she's home from work, in the morning, we'll watch him on TV. He's a funny dude. So I'm interested to see what he does on Black Lightning as Gravedigger. Other than that, this is just drama. People need to quit tweeting. Martin Scorsese is doubling down on his anti-Marvel movie stuff. If you recall, I think I mentioned it last time, basically he was saying that comic book movies, he doesn't consider them cinema. And that he didn't like it. And of course, he gets backlash about it. And now he's doubling down and basically saying that he feels like comic books are almost invading theaters and that these cinemas, they need to kind of step it up and put out stuff that are narrative. And last time I checked, comic book movies are narrative. If you look up the definition of narrative, it's like it's a collection of things that tell a story, right? And comic book movies do a very good job of doing that. So, I don't know. So he's getting more backlash because of that. Old Dan Slott is getting backlash because he came out and he had a tweet that he thought Joker was a bad movie. He apparently did not like the Joker movie. And of course, he's getting some hate. Now, I don't have to say about this stuff is, I don't do Twitter, and for this reason only. I mean, everybody should be entitled to their opinion, but sometimes, I mean, does the world need to know that Dan Slott didn't like the Joker movie? No. I mean, it's I don't know. I don't know why he did that. He knew he was going to get backlash. I'd say there's a good number of people, me included, being a huge Spider-Man fan, that did not like what Dan Slott did with Spider-Man. He's actually one of the reasons why I quit reading Spider-Man for a minute. So I don't really want to know his opinion when it comes to the Joker movie. Here's another one. Here's another story that I found quite funny. And basically, if you've ever been online looking for comic book news, you'll run across a website that rhymes with reading stool. Okay? And they've been known to be very agenda-driven with their stuff, but they made an article that came out that pretty much was calling Donny Cates belligerent because he was refusing to admit that Cosmic Ghost Rider was influenced by something else. And basically how it goes is someone tweeted Donny Cates as, hey, was this your inspiration for Cosmic Ghost Rider? And it was the Guardians of the Galaxy number 13. You have the Ghost Rider kind of riding like a different motorcycle. He's in space. And Donnie just said, no, I actually had no idea about that book, until after the fact. And then, I guess some time went by, then another person chimed in on it. And so there's people constantly asking Donnie or not believing him that this comic book wasn't an influence for Cosmic Ghost Rider. And he's like, look, just, I don't know what to tell you. Either you believe me or you don't. I never read the book. I didn't even know it existed until after I created Cosmic Ghost Rider. But I thought it was just kind of funny how this website chose to pretty much call the dude belligerent for just stating his what is in his mind facts and not cowering down. I don't know. It was really weird choice of words, reading stool. Really weird. But that's enough about that. Let's stay positive. What books are coming out this Wednesday? Well, these are the ones that I'm going to be keeping my eyes out on, at least some of them. We'll start off with DC. So, Batman 497 reprint dollar comic comes out. I love these dollar comics. They're cheap, easy ways for people to get a book that they want to actually read and have in their collection when they might not be able to afford the original. Tales from the Dark Multiverse Batman Nightfall #1 is coming out. This might be this might suit your fancy. I'll be honest, for me personally, they have multiverse in the title, which means I'm out. I don't deal with that multiverse stuff. It bores me. It really does just bore me. So it's not a book for me, but it may be a book for you. Here's one that's also kind of funny. Superman. Superman smashes the Klan. Right? Superman bringing down the fist of justice up on the Ku Klux Klan. So it might be an entertaining read. I actually kind of like that cover B more, the Baker cover, even though unless those are the kids that are in the book, seem kind of an odd cover, but I like the style of cover B more than I do cover A. But yeah, it might be interesting to pick up that book. I read the synopsis and I was like, yeah, I might be able to read this. But my big book for DC is Teen Titans 35. I've really been enjoying the series. You probably can only tell, I don't read a lot of DC stuff, but I've really been digging the Teen Titans lately. The whole family dynamic with Lobo and Crush and all that good stuff. I really like the cover A on this one with the skulls on it. And at first, when I first saw it, it reminded me of like Guns N' Roses. If they just had one more skull up on top there, it'd been like a perfect, Guns N' Roses cover homage. So yeah, those are my books for DC. For indie, Apocalypse Girl #1 comes out. This is volume #2. I never read volume 1, but if you read volume 1 and then this is a book that you enjoyed, volume 2 is now beginning this week, so you might want to pick that one up. Once in the Future #3 is coming out as well. I only have issue number 2, don't have issue number 1. I think issue number 2 is in my to-read stack as we speak. So yeah, if you picked up number 1, number 2, and you like it, you might want to keep on with number 3. I really like the covers. The covers are pretty sweet on this one. Excellence number 6 is coming out as well. This is also a title that I slept on, but everything that I hear about Excellence is good. People are really enjoying this read. I think eventually I'll go back and maybe try to get some of the issues or just wait for it to come back on trade and read up that way. Personally, I'm picking up Dark Red number 7. I've been loving this story. It's got vampires, Nazis in it. It was a pretty wild ride. So yeah, I'm going with Dark Red number 7. That's what I like. But the 3 ones that I'm really going to keep an eye on. First one is Marked number 1. This is a new book from Image. Seems like an interesting concept. It's basically where these people have all these tattoos. I think they can disguise their tattoos, but the tattoos give them magical abilities. And basically, they haven't really had to use these magic abilities to fight in some time, so they're delving in some darker, like hybrid type magic. It's an issue number 1, so I'll probably give it a chance. And if I do, I'll probably end up doing a review of that book this Friday for you guys. Mask, I Pledge Allegiance to the Mask is coming out. This is from Dark Horse. Now, I never read any of the old Mask stuff. I think most people, what they know about the Mask came from the movies. It seems like it's much darker, though, than what we remember from the movies. I think it's based about a masked serial killer, essentially, kind of going crazy. So I might be picking this one up. I'm at least going to look through it and see if it might be something that I can roll with. But yeah, I'm kind of excited to see Mask come back out in comic form. But my big one is Something Is Killing the Children, number 2, from Boom Studios. I really enjoyed number 1. Definitely going to be picking up issue 2 and see how they're going to continue on with this story. And so yeah, those are my indie picks. Now moving on to Marvel, I'm picking this one up just because, or I might pick this one up just because. Guardians of the Galaxy number 10. Now if you haven't been reading the Guardians run, basically the story arc right now is the death of Rocket Raccoon. He's not dead yet, but it says in the synopsis that basically his health issues come to a critical point in this book. And on that cover, you got the tombstone that says, here lies Rocket Raccoon or something along those lines. So you got the tombstone on the cover. You never know. Of course, now being said, let's just say he does die. It might give the book some value, but I just don't see Rocket being a character that's going to have killed off for a long time. So I'd be interested to see that if they do kill him off, if it sticks. So we shall see. But that's the only reason I'm picking out that book. Also another one, and I really just like the cover on this one, is the History of the Marvel Universe number 4. The McNeven cover. I thought it was pretty well done. These are interesting reads. They kind of go back and they give you a little bit more, untold stories and information about characters. I forget which characters are talking. I think they might be talking about some of the Avengers in this book. But it's kind of more of a fun, kind of a history lesson for Marvel, and I kind of dig that. And like I said, I really just like this cover. It's got a bunch of cool characters on there. It's simple. But yeah, that might be one. That might be an entertaining read. And of course, we have Absolute Carnage, number 4. That's just one I'm picking up. As well as Absolute Carnage Avengers, number 1. Another one of these tie-ins. I'll be honest with you, they're killing me with these tie-ins. They really, really are. I won't pick them up. I'm still going to read it. But they're killing me with these tie-ins. Like every week. Oh well. But my 2 big picks for Marvel this week. Number 1 goes out to Spider-Man number 2. the Abrams miniseries. I think number one shocked a lot of people. I don't think a lot of people expected it to be as good as it was, and that's kind of the general census that I've heard from the community, that it was unexpectedly good. Now, this likely might have a first appearance. We might actually get Benji Parker in the suit, so that would be technically a first appearance as him as Spider-Man, if that ends up happening. Who knows? So, yeah, definitely going to be picking up that one. But the other big one is X-Men Volume 5, Number 1. Hickman coming out. I still need to catch up on the whole House of X and Powers of 10. I'm not far behind, but I'm going to be picking up this one. Interesting to see what they do after the whole House Pox, Hox Pox, whatever they're calling it. The funny thing is, though, they have a ton of covers for this one, and I'm having a hard time finding one that I like. That cover A just seems goofy to me. I'm tending to lead towards cover B, the Mark Bagley, just because there's all the characters on it. But even then, like the way that Bagley did Magneto in that one just looks goofy. It's definitely one that, if you wanted to get signed, there's not a real good place for a signature to go on that cover. So I don't know. But I want one that has like at least the team or characters on it. There's that one good solo picture. Was it Jean Grey on the cover? It was a well done cover, but if I'm buying the first issue of X-Men, I want some of the teammates on there. I don't want a solo cover. But yeah, they've been struggling with some of this stuff. Even the House of X Power 10 stuff. Some of the covers they were coming out with just rough. But yeah, that's my 2 cents on it. I hope all of y'all have a great week. I really do. I know we got some cooler weather in. I'm actually wearing a jacket for the first time for the season. It's beautiful outside. So get outside, enjoy some nice weather before it gets too freaking cold out there. But anyway, enough of that. Thank you so much for checking this video out. Come and join me. If you feel so inclined, if it's your first time here, you want to subscribe. You want to like, dislike, leave a comment. I encourage all those things, but I just appreciate you guys taking a little bit of your time and come hanging out with me. But with that being said, this is Drewski, the Comic Assassin, and when it comes this Wednesday, when you're rolling up to LCS, or if you're getting them books online, I'm wishing you all happy hunting.